Hi dear friends, click on the like button and the subscribe button, hit the bell icon and don't forget to follow me on Instagram.
Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am riding this motorcycle, the Suzuki Gixxer naked version. This is the SP, rather the special edition, and it gets this nice funky color scheme. This actually looks very nice. The graphics are well done on this bike, and obviously this Gixxer stays true to Suzuki's higher end motorcycles, the nakeds, the street fighters, which also look so fantastic with the muscular styling. Now this particular motorcycle I have borrowed from Dwayne Johnson, the Rock, that is the wrestler.
Undertaker with his Mickey Mouse tattoos and his 33-pound head.
And thank you, Rock, for giving me this motorcycle to ride. I know you were planning to give it to the people with the elbow. Anyways, bad jokes aside, single piece seat, it's very comfortable for the rider, not very comfortable for the pillion. The grab rails seem part of the body, and they're not funky as such like on the Apache 160. And pardon me for comparing this bike with the Apache 160, because we are doing a comparison here at Motorbeam between both these bikes, and right now I've just taken the bike from there. Meanwhile the comparison is on. So it gets a rear disc now, which was a much needed addition, and ABS will also soon be available on this motorcycle, but it will only be a front channel ABS. Dual port exhaust with this chrome treatment kind of looks overdone, but the low ground clearance because of the exhaust means that if you're not careful over speed breakers with a pillion, it is going to scrape there, no two ways about it. Rear styling is nice, minimalistic. These indicators, well, I really want LED indicators on all the bikes. I don't know why. Doesn't get a tire hugger. The sari guard is nicely designed, doesn't jut out because it doesn't have a footboard there. So it obviously gets both types of stand, main stand as well as a side stand. Suzuki written over here, Gixxer written over here, and the overall design is kind of nice and appealing. But yes, it's started to look slightly dated because this was launched in 2014. Now we are in 2018, so it's nearing 4 years. But let's get a stride right away. And when I turn it on, I'll show you the beautiful console of this motorcycle. It's kind of small, but it's all digital. It says ready, go, and let me show you that once again. Ready, go. It says basically go, ready, whatever, however you read it. Gear position indicator, clock, tachometer, not the biggest around, and speedometer over here, odometer over here. It's done just 597 kilometers. Fuel meter over here, and it also gets twin trip meters. So the console is legible. Could have been bigger in size, but the speedometer is big enough. Telltale lights over here. Let's start this machine right away. Press the clutch to start. Here we are, started, and it seems very refined. The gearbox is not the smoothest. Yes, Suzuki has worked on the gearbox now, and it is better than before, but still not the smoothest. And here we go right away, giving it the beans. 10,000 RPM is where it redlines, and off the bat, let me tell you that this motorcycle feels very nice to ride, very peppy, very punchy, and very compact. And the compactness is what makes it such a brilliant machine. The gearbox, well, it does well on downshifts, but on upshifts, and especially trying to get into neutral, can be difficult at times. It's so nimble, flickable, and agile because it's 8 kgs lighter than the Apache 160 on the gas. And you can see that it's so much fun to ride because low end performance is fantastic. It's just so punchy lower down, 90 kilometers per hour in no time at all. The suspension is also kind of on the stiffer side, but very well calibrated, so the firmness helps because it doesn't bounce much even on bad roads. I love the sound of this motor. It really sounds very well. So what do we have here? We have a 155cc motor which produces 14.8 PS of power and 14 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes 16.5 seconds, and it pulls well in the top end too. Mid-range is not as strong as low end. Grunt is good. I like it. And here we are doing 104 kilometers per hour into 5th gear. The clutch is very light, and the brakes on this bike are also very good. So let me get hard on the brakes right now. You can see it does stop well. I like the brakes. It pulls well even in higher gears. Okay, rear will lock obviously even on the ABS model because it doesn't get a rear ABS. So let's see what speed we can do here. So we stopped here and all set to give it the beans. Here we go. Backing down for more aerodynamics. '89 in 3rd, now in 4th. We cross 100 kilometers per hour. Into 5th. Not much wind blast, but then I'm just doing 110 kilometers per hour. Top speed of this motorcycle is around 114 kilometers per hour. Mirrors, they don't offer a good view of what's behind because yeah, my riding jacket is quite visible. That's why Rock rides this motorcycle, you know, because he doesn't wear a riding jacket. He's always seen in a vest and he can see his tattoo in the rear view mirror. Interesting. Flickability is spot on. Ride quality is good. I likes. And this motor, my goodness, it sounds so good. I love the motor. I just love this engine. It's so powerful in terms of low end grunt, and the most important thing about this machine is that refinement levels are quite nice. In fact, not the best in the segment, but still feels quite refined. The refinement with that throaty appeal is so good. Like even when I'm picking it up from a higher gear, there it goes, pulling nicely with a lot of grunt, and somehow it gathers space so smoothly. Yes, like the stiffness can be felt of the suspension at times, but that's fine, can deal with that. First gear 43 kilometers per hour. Okay, see, I told you the gearbox isn't the best. Hit a false neutral. Second gear 67 kilometers per hour. Third gear we will do around 88 actually, and there's a breaker, but I'm quite confident of the brake on this bike thanks to the rear disc. You can see it's so nimble. Right corner, left corner, no problemo. It just goes. The lightness is something which really makes the Gixxer so much fun to ride. I can go endlessly praising the handling of this machine. It is so good. Even these tires, the MRFs, they offer very good grip. Rather, I would say the grip is splendid. So in terms of efficiency, it will return around 40 kilometers per liter, and Suzuki service is also quite good. We had a Gixxer for almost 1.5 years. Suzuki had given us one here at Motorbeam, and we had so much fun with that machine. We used to ride it every day, and whether we were like touring or riding in the city or going even on the track, we had that bike with us because it kind of does all those duties so well. Sorry, my balls went for a toss over there. Downshift, here we go. Indicator, turning right. So it gets AHO and no LEDs on the front headlight, sadly. Rear gets LED, and there we hit the magic 100 number. So if you notice, this Suzuki is all about fun. It's all about having fun while riding, and that's where it truly excels. I mean, this is a machine you can actually have fun while going to work, and that's the best part about it. I mean, wow, Suzuki has really made something different. Pretty different than the other motorcycle in the 150cc segment, the GS 150R, because that was more about, you know, commuter, but it had a 6-speed gearbox. This one has a 5-speed gearbox. Obviously there is a lot of room for improvement, and here we go into 5th gear. Love revving this motor, just so good. So again, we are going to give it the beans. Here we are. First gear 43, second gear 66, kind of missed a shift there, and third gear does 89. What will 4 do? Will I be out of road, or will it do 110? 110 almost. So basically red line comes in at 10,000 RPM, which is kind of soon. The Hondas, the 160cc Hondas, they kind of do it slightly earlier. Rather, sorry, the 160, I'm sorry, I just got distracted, you know. Anyways, the 160cc Hondas, they do it around 10.5, 11,000 RPM. So obviously that's a Honda engine. It's supposed to rev more crazy. Here we go. I love this motorcycle. And the good news is Suzuki is giving me one to keep for a year soon. So I can't wait for that one. And that would be the SF with ABS. So it's like a mini Hayabusa in terms of appearance. This Gixxer is proof that you don't need more power and more torque to have fun. or more displacement for that matter. All you need is a motorcycle which is fun to ride and makes you confident while riding, because this one does a splendid job. I'm so confident riding this machine because it feels so light and nimble. I know this is the 100th time I've Faisal. Yeah, you keep saying the same all the time. Are you mad? How many times will you say light and nimble? Don't you have any other words? Use the word agile, predictable, easy to flick, and flickability, and all those words. Yeah, but I don't think now that's the problem. I don't come up with a script. I just sit on the bike and just utter whatever I feel like. Well, that's fine, but you keep end up saying the same thing again and again, and then people are like, "Arey, wo to wahi bolta rehta hai bar bar." I know, bro. Give me some time. Let me rethink. What can I do? See, I'll tell you what. Just edit all this part out, okay? And let's start afresh, okay? Look professional, use some sophisticated words. Done. So the ride quality of the Gixxer has great amount of rebound, but however I feel that the suspension doesn't have much compression, due to which there's some sort of stiffness, which seems good enough while riding on good roads. On bad roads too, it doesn't throw out the rider much, and it keeps him in line with the motorcycle, so that's certainly a good thing. However, I feel that over really bad roads and at certain speeds, you can feel a bit on your lower back. See, that was so good. That looks so professional. You look like a person who was reading a script out, like it was written over here and you were just reading it. You've done your research using a thesaurus or a dictionary, so that was really great. You know, people will really appreciate it. Okay, let's not talk much, let's talk to the viewers, otherwise it will be like so much of editing and I'll get tired doing that. Okay, back to the motorcycle. So the Suzuki Gixxer is a fantastic, again you use the word fantastic, just say it's a very good all-rounder. Okay, the Suzuki Gixxer is a fantastic all-rounder, and it's not the most practical motorcycle, yet it is practical, but not the most practical, because the Apache 160 is slightly more practical due to the more comfortable seat and better ride quality. This one is just outright fun. It's madness to ride this motorcycle. It is so flickable, it is so punchy, it's so light and nimble. The front end is so light, you can flick it right, left and center. Honestly, no other motorcycle I have ridden in this segment is so responsive to throttle inputs and also responsive to, you know, handlebar inputs. The handlebar is just so light and nimble. It's just fab. So that said, I really love this motorcycle. You want to see how stable it remains? I mean, you can go hands-free on such a bumpy road and it will maintain its line. That's how good this motorcycle is. I love how I'm able to clip my legs to the tank, and this tank is a 12-liter tank. So guys, the rear tire is big enough at 140 section. The front is also good enough. Tires of a good amount of grip, and you can really push it around corners. There is no worries at all. It maintains its line very well. It gives you so much confidence to ride hard and fast. So as a motorcycle, this one is priced at rupees 96,000 on road Mumbai, and it does a great job by offering so much to the buyer. If you want to ride like a maniac everywhere in the city, out on the highway, on the track, or anywhere else, and that's all you care about, not about practicality, not about ride quality or service capability, because service is good, but you know, the number of showrooms are less. Just close your eyes and buy the Suzuki Gixxer. It was the king of the segment back in 2014, and for me it's still the king of the segment now in 2018, because it is so much fun to ride. So guys, if you like this video, you know what you have to do. Give it the thumbs up, not the drink but the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I am here parking this motorcycle right next to our Apache 160, which we are shooting with right now. Here it is. That's also a beast. I've already reviewed it, and the Motorbeam video will be coming really soon, so make sure to subscribe to Motorbeam as well. I will put the link here in the end screen. Bye bye.